clouds over San Diego, rising up to the moon. I'm not born in Rainbow Country, I'm not born there at all. I'm a lonely Alemano, down in Tijuana, Mexico. I fell in love with a senorita, and I lied to my girl. I broke 11 hearts, and mine is slowly fading away. I'm a gutless Alemano, down on my way to hell.
Ja, ich bin 5 Stunden in der Eisenbahn gesessen. Das sehr
When I was asked to document the Beyond Borders, Literaturas y culturas transfronterizas, mexicanas y chicanas conference, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know much about Chicanos and Chicano culture. All I knew was that this was going to be a special conference with great theorists, artists, and philosophers discussing topics that were all too pressing in our modern world. I was intrigued to be a fly on the wall and to be able to listen and learn from these people, as a student and as a filmmaker.
Pazo, Texas, pero crecí en Ciudad Juárez, México.
Nací en Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas, México.
I was born in Morelia, Michoacán, México.
Pero este concepto aparece muchísimo en las feministas postmodernas y en cambio en Gloria Anzaldúa no aparece tanto, no aparece con tanta constancia, ¿no?, como en las otras. Lo único que sí que encontramos fue el concepto de sinergia de dos culturas, que y también la cita, no las leo para que podamos avanzar mucho más. La autora aquí nos hace partícipe de su estado de chicana, su lucha de fronteras como algo que viene y va, algo a veces contradictorio, e incluso afirma más adelante que a veces llega a ser enfermizo, expresando incluso la esperanza de resolver y sobrepasar esa diferencia de identidad. La vinculación de la identidad al sexo y a la raza es constante también en la obra de Gloria Anzaldúa. Ella describe mayormente su propia esencia, como la identidad que vive a caballo entre dos culturas, una originaria y otra en la que vive y sobrevive, aunque alguna de ellas a veces se marginan, pues aliena la cultura materna o viven dentro de una cultura dominante. Por ello pensamos que Anzaldúa afirma que la cultura moldea nuestras creencias.
¿Cuáles 3 características te pasan por la mente pensando en la palabra chicano, chicana?
3 características de la palabra chicana. Pues primeramente yo, o sea, yo soy la característica. Es una posición ideológica, política, de social justice, de trabajar por el bien de todos, por trabajar y militar porque sea un mundo mejor para todos. Es también una característica de los estudios chicanos y de no nada más chicanos, chicanas, chicanos. Ahora decimos chicanex, sí saben, ¿verdad? Ponemos la X para no, no fijarlo en hembra o macho, en mujer o hombre, sino en toda esa fluidez de género que existe. En el chicanex, las características serían esas que te digo, una posición política, ideológica, de trabajar por social justice y por derrumbar las barreras, por recalcar y celebrar la diversidad cultural.
Esto es lo que ella nos quiere decir y decide escribir en inglés. Volvemos a insistir porque es su lengua dominante, pero reivindica, a nuestro parecer, en su lucha de identidad, la lengua española, la chicana o pachuca, el náhuatl. Su deseo es movilizar a todas las mujeres, concretamente a las mujeres, para que puedan tener un equilibrio y encontrar esas voces mostrando esa bipolaridad de la que hemos hablado.
¿Cómo influye el idioma a tu propia identidad?
Bueno, yo creo que el idioma es parte integral de mi identidad, ¿no? Es parte mía. Si no pudiera hablar, creo que, bueno, buscaré otros métodos, pero me parece que el lenguaje es lo que nos ayuda a podernos comunicar.
That critical thought is only possible if it's based on the activation of knowledge, which encompasses necessary detours for the interruption of academic or hegemonic theory and thinking. The colonial pedagogías or movidas inscribe the urgent and displaced possibility for theory as critical thought only within the process of intermission and some sort of disruption in this movement of ambulance. Going from a dispossessed body, from the students, to one with a disposition for the appropriation of knowledge, wandering from one intercultural or disciplinary border to another by crossing from inside academia to the outside. And we go to prisons, we work in jail also, and we create there also this interval in jail, which interrupts time as punishment and also space as constricted.
¿Qué opina con respecto a la situación política mundial? Si se van construyendo más fronteras o desconstruyendo.
Yo creo que en este momento hay una construcción de fronteras y hay una construcción de fronteras simbólicas y hay una construcción de fronteras reales, ¿no? Entonces, y yo creo que precisamente tiene que ver con lo que dije anteriormente, ¿no? Porque generalmente tenemos miedo del otro que no conocemos y que sentimos que es una amenaza para nosotros.
Por ahorita parece que más, desafortunadamente. Y no son solamente las fronteras nacionales del Estado nacional, sino también fronteras de clase, fronteras de sexualidad, fronteras que se establecen como para dividir unos y otros por muchas razones religiosas. Creo que la más grave es la barrera de la pobreza. Tenemos más pobres y menos ricos, o sea, el porcentaje de personas que son ricas, pero muy, muy ricas, es muy poquito. Pero el porcentaje de las personas que tienen pobreza muy aguda, que no tienen que comer, es muy grande.
Right now, in every corner of the planet, there are people in need to move. The most of the times it's because violence. So for me, I feel like what we will do, I don't know. But borders to separate us, borders because we hate each other, borders because we build walls, because this is historical. This is historical. Since the Great Wall in China, human beings have constructed borders forever. But construct a border to tell you, I'm better than you, I don't like you, I hate you, never will be a solution for anything, for any kind of things, any.
These studies show that
the native, the indigena, the Latina woman has to die. Because, well, they explain it in the way that that there's a fear of Indianization, and actually the people have to remain white. So the woman, even if she's attractive, and very often she's very attractive, she just has to die, because that's the right way to do it, just to prevent interracial, interethnic marriages. That's the point of Maribel and Fojas. But what I think is interesting in my analysis is that actually the women and the children, they thrive, they survive. Think of Spanglish, Under the Same Moon, or Entre Nos, or María y Llena Eres de Gracia. Drama, comedy, they are somehow accepted, whereas all the male figures, adults, die. So why is that? That's a story pattern that is interesting to analyze.
As I was listening to all these great theoretic discourses, I couldn't help but wonder how they would translate to the real world. How could the Academy help improve the lives of the many people struggling in the face of racism and sexism? I remembered Norma talking about social justice being one of the key words of Chicano culture. How could the Academy help in this seemingly endless struggle?
Sometimes it's not easy to apply what we learn in the academic world. Because in my case, I started doing work inside of the women's movement with violence. So sometimes I needed to work with women who had a lot of domestic violence, and the work was running to the police, defending that woman, we need a lawyer. So I did not have any theory to do that. Later, I was able to encounter the academic world and to read theories that speak about violence. So now I can integrate, and this in itself is a border to me, the border entering into the academic world, people that have the opportunity and the privilege to go to the school. So we need to learn everything in the school, but we cannot forget that sometimes it's possible to apply it outside, sometimes not. Then the commitment, and what I love to be in the academic universe, is to be able of not forgetting that all the time there are people that are in huge need and need the solutions like this. They cannot wait until I read 3 books of theory and go and suggest or offer a solution. Because the most of the time, the people outside have the solution. They are doing already. Well, I'm reading. Then there is a moment where we can encounter and resolving the problems, and it's in everything, about the planet, about the climate, about violence, about children, about health issues, public health issues. It's in every area. So we need what we learn in the school. We need to continue developing theories. It's like science. We don't have a cure for cancers, but we need to keep doing the research.
Especially good that they're met by their kind. When some folks, and especially civilians, say, well, Vietnam was 37 years ago, a lot of us think to ourselves, we don't say it anymore like we used to, picking fights when we were younger. A lot of us are still thinking, no, it wasn't. It was last night.
As proposed in memory work and memory studies on a transcultural scale, the imperative to never forget becomes an essential part of the healing process after NAM for the Chicana community and the individuals. Throughout Varela's documentary, the 3 artists show that their art has become their way of healing.
I'm from the generation of the children of Vietnam veterans. And although my father did not go to Vietnam, I had like 3 or 4 uncles that went, and one of them actually came back and committed suicide, and 2 of them became heroin addicts. Mm-hmm. So the trauma that causes, you know, in your family, it stays with you. It stays forever. And if I talk about it too much, maybe I'll get emotional.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went to college, so you know, I grew up in El Paso, Texas, and I do have an issue with the way the schools are funded, I guess, in Texas, because and the curriculum and the education, because who creates those systems, right? Mm. And so we never learned about ourselves and our culture in growing up in public school in El Paso, and I had to go to college, to university, take Chicano studies courses to learn about who I was. Mm-hmm. And I realized what happened to me when I was growing up was there was a lot of sort of internalized racism, and I was picked on a lot. I was bullied a lot. Mm. And so I always had this sense of justice. You know, I always stood up for somebody else who was being bullied and that kind of stuff. And then I realized when I was in college, everybody I spoke to had an uncle who went to Vietnam or their dad. And I was like, wow, everybody? And then so I started doing more research, and I realized that we had very high numbers.
When Laura asked me to be in the film, I said, why? And what convinced me is that she said that one of the themes is that art heals. And if you notice, the veterans, they write, they paint, they perform. So they're using art to heal. And then I could see it. And Beba and I talked about it. Beba is one of the other poets, and Diana Montejano, because we were impacted because our families were impacted. And so we were trying to heal as well with the writing.
Unfortunately, like many other, I mean, I've known since then I've known of many other marriages that broke up. They just can't get along because they get affected, and I have met some recovering addicts and alcoholics because of that. I mean, and thank God they found a way of recovering, because most of them being impacted in such a way. And war is not good. I mean, my worst time as I had a group, and I had no idea at first what was going on and why the group wasn't really going. And then I realized, my God, I'm teaching at Fort Bliss, and these people don't know whether the next day they're going to be called to Desert Storm, or if the husband or the brother or the father is going to be called on. So I'm really very, very glad that I was here, although it's very, very painful. Thank you. Thank you for honoring them.
As I was filming the discussion, I could feel how deeply Laura's film had affected all of us. It seemed like everyone was connected to the topic one way or another, and could have probably talked for days about the horrors of war and the healing power of art. I was beginning to understand that everyone had their own way of dealing with pain, and why us all being together in one place, discussing and producing art, was so special. Later, we all gathered at the Café Neruda to sing songs and listen to Norma's beautiful poems. There was a certain vibe, a vibe that was true to the spirit of the conference. There truly were no borders of culture or language. At least in this short period of time, we had all truly moved beyond all borders.
Fiery gold crown sunset over Mexico. Death defies life. A packed train speeds by, transports precious cargo, arrives in the moonlight. El ocaso es corona de oro ardiente que cae sobre México. La muerte, un desafío a la vida. Retacado el tren pasa, transporta carga preciosa. Llega con la luz de la luna. Luz de luna, guardian, vigilante, warrior moon, te pedimos, te suplicamos, suaviza el dolor con tu luz. Coyolxauhqui, guides us a recordar nuestro verdadero yo. Gracias. Moonlight, vigilant guardian, luna guerrillera, we ask, we plead, soft
soften the pain with your light. Koyolchauki, help us remember our true selves. Gracias.
¿De dónde te sientes que perteneces?
Ay. En mi cuerpo.
I feel I am a visitor in the United States and I am a visitor in Mexico.
Yo me siento y pertenezco más a México que a Estados Unidos porque crecí en México y entonces fui a la universidad en Estados Unidos y aunque en preparatoria iba a un equipo de natación en Estados Unidos y la universidad la hizo, o sea, desde los 16 años tengo como un contacto muy directo con Estados Unidos, de todas maneras vivía en México.
Friendship is home to me because I'm here in another country, but I'm here because my friend, and so it's of course it's visiting. It's my first time in Germany, but it's my friend. So I wrote in this like friendship is home to me because yes, I feel like an American woman when I'm independent, but they don't see me as American woman.
Bueno, yo me considero alemana y al mismo tiempo ciudadana del mundo. Y tengo muchas relaciones con la gente que es, bueno, que está en el estado in between.
In the United States, people never assume that I'm Mexican. I'm from Middle East or Indie or something. And so it's like, wow, it's obvious that when I'm in Mexico now, I'm not Mexican anymore. And so obviously that is why I'm here in the borderland. This borderland is in the between. And so in the between also I find the peace. I don't need to be here or I don't need to be here. It's like I know that I'm a traveler and good for me because I can be there and I can be here.
No creo que necesariamente tiene que ser en un lugar geográfico, ni tiene que ser en un espacio, como en casa o en la universidad, pero en donde yo estoy, el yo más filosófico, más abstracto. Y estoy en muchos lugares. Vivo en San Antonio, Texas. Nací en Nuevo Laredo. Me crié en Laredo, Texas. He estudiado en Nebraska. Acabo de estar viviendo 4 años en Missouri. Fui a vivir en Madrid también. Así que yo me siento que es mi casa, este cuerpo, donde esté.
I like to take the train and get lost and it's like I don't know where I'm going and so it sounds crazy but I like it. But I'm so lucky now I can travel to many countries and I have pretty good friends. So yes, friendship right now for me is home.